We'll close off there with that.
Hi, good afternoon, everyone again. Assalamu alaikum. To touch on some of the issues, right? Uh, Inmates not getting their stuff bought at the canteen. Now, because of the amount of visitors we have on a daily basis, right? Remember, our inmates population is 3,000 plus. We have to depend on the inmates to get this stuff together, to transport it down to the remand prison. Sorry?
Oh, he wants you by the podium. You get a better.
Yeah, we have to depend on inmates to assist us in gathering whatsoever is bought, transporting it down to the remand prison and distributing down to the other inmates who it's supposed to go to. Sad to say that some of them, during their management of the stuff, do pilfer some of the items. We do, in cases that we know of, investigate and bring the person through our system of justice to answer for these things. But I hear what the sister here is saying, and I will investigate it. CCP inmates not getting the visit bag. The system is that visitors are not allowed, that will be the relatives and that kind of thing, on ordinary occasion to visit inmates at Carrera. On special occasions, they do. So they are brought to Port of Spain prison where they would meet with their families and take their various visits. The items bought would be given to them there and then at Port of Spain prison, and they would take it back as part of their belongings back to Carrera prison. So if it gets lost along the way, I mean, it's not our fault that that is happening. Okay? The son stabbed in prison. Ma'am, as a relative, you are entitled for that information. I have been, as my position as superintendent, calling on my welfare officers to inform the inmate's family immediately upon something happening to them. And go so far as to get a visit, the pass to go in the hospital to visit the person. You know, that is part of your entitlement. And if that indeed happened, I do apologize. So probably some mishap happened somewhere and the information wasn't there. But you are entitled. Canteen prices. We have in the past had some complaints about the prices, and we do adjust the various prices. But we know with inflation, prices of things are going up. Not that I'm making an excuse, but I will call for another review of the prices and see what we can do to think. With the fruits issue, we have had a number of cases where visitors to inmates bringing contraband in the fruits. Quite recently, we have had cases of oranges with marijuana concealed in it, watermelon with marijuana concealed in it and patched back up, quite normal. We have had cases where snacks, the snack bag has been opened. I don't know how they do it, but they open it. They would put the marijuana and the cell phones into the snack bag, seal it back, and bring it into the prison. These are some. Sorry, hence the reason why we have introduced the system where you buy at the canteen, so at least we would be a little more assured that, you know, we have safe items coming into our prisons. Well, abuse of inmates having phones. Ma'am, we do have people. We do have a system whereby the inmates could purchase cell phone cards and speak to their relatives. That system do exist. Some of the inmates do access the system, some don't, right? We also know that some of them want to see their wives. So with the phone and the camera qualities of the phone, they are able to connect with their children and their loved ones. We know that, right? But remember, phones are unauthorized in prison. And as such, we do have to search from time to time. These are the very said phones that have been used in the past to call hits on officers who have lost their loved ones just like you. Just like you all. If you may, please, sir. The phones have been used in the past. We know that. We know that, right? But as I said before, we have a system in place where you can access your loved ones through the legal phone system in prison. You could put money on your card and okay, I hear you. I hear you, ma'am. I'm going to investigate it. To use for what? Oh, but isn't the phone, the cell phone along the same line? I hear you. After the session, you can ask? Or do you want? All right. Okay, thank you all for your time, please. And I promise to investigate the concerns that I have recorded here.
All right, quickly, you all will be free to engage with the head table while we partaking of the refreshments. We have provided for everyone. And so let's give the magistrate a...
Right, so I just wanted to try and address the question posed by the sister earlier on. Her question was, why does it take 5 years after the matter passes through the low court to get a trial? I'm starting from the most practical part of what has to happen in court. Everything said by a witness is recorded into a microphone. I'm not sure if we still have magistrates' court that are without recording systems. San Fernando Magistrates Court, for anyone who has appeared, which is no longer in existence right now for the last 2 years, did not have a recording system. And if anyone appeared there, they would have seen persons writing word for word what all the evidence would be, right? That has to then be typed out, put in a particular format, and sent to the DPP's office. Now, many of the persons here would have referred to the head table as y'all. Unfortunately, it really isn't a y'all at the head table. The judiciary is an extremely separate part from the executive, right? So I cannot answer questions in relation to anything that happens at the prisons. It is unfortunate that the TTPS does not have a member at the head table, because a lot of your concerns should have been addressed by the TTPS. And the Attorney General and Minister of National Security as well should have been at the head table to alleviate some of the fears and concerns. Unfortunately, I'm only at the judiciary and I can't answer those. So it has to be typed up before I digress. It has to be typed up first. We have realized that that is taking some time. We have employed more staff to do that. After it is typed up, it goes to the DPP's office. They are understaffed as well. There was a joint select committee recently on Parliament, if any of you all looked at it, saying that they are not even at half of the capacity of the lawyers who prosecute. They have to draft up the indictment, which is sent to the High Court. the High Court has no matter until the indictment comes before it. After that is done, which takes years, the matter, unfortunately, any business, any government office that you enter into, you join a line. Unfortunately, you have to join a line at the High Court in order of the oldest matter to have your matter heard. If you are able to skip the line because your matter happens to be totally prepared, then you end up extremely fortunate. I'm just being extremely real, honest, and practical with you. The other thing that can happen between a matter in the low court, as you put it, and the High Court, witnesses may have passed away, they may have gone in other countries to reside. When it comes back to the High Court, lawyers have to then sit with the judges and masters now to determine when they send in the state send in a ticket for the witness, when can the witness come back. So it's so many different aspects that can cause a delay. But I hope I've tried to alleviate some of the concerns that you had by answering what the process is, right? I am not saying that it's a satisfactory one at all, but that's what